The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the K-Ghost Radio Network and its website are those of the host, guest, and participants, and they are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcast, management, or advertisers of the network. The show is found under LJA Broadcasting Network. UFO Talk Radio can, but does not necessarily promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and they are not intended to treat or diagnose and or claim to cure any disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. All music is purchased and owned by LJA Broadcasting.
I got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a welcome sight. I can see you there in that dress you wear, and it's keeping my foot on the gas. I drink a gallon of Joe just to make it back home and hold you in my arms at last.
From deep in the desert of Nevada, broadcasting to the world, it's the Glenn Larry Show. Are you ready? What you are about to experience is real. Right along with us. From deep in the desert of Nevada, the Glenn Larry Show.
And I am live. I bid you welcome to everyone across the United States, all the time zones, and wherever you may be, I'll tell you for sure. I am Glenn Larry, and we are live tonight, everybody. Gonna have a fun show. To all my affiliates out there, small broadcasters and the late night drivers, I want to thank you. And I also want to thank the Silent Key, as you know who that is, Whiskey 60 Baker. Baker, we love you so much. And he really opened up, of course, radio for a lot of us nighttime guys and talk radio hosts. Also, K6RCL out of Santa Barbara, Glida. We want to thank him so much. And KPFF FM in Pahrump, Nevada, the great little station up there. KBHR 57 AM, Siskiyou, Alaska. What a great station they got, I'll tell you. I want to thank all my listeners out there all over the world, and a special thanks goes out to Ken and Dee. I received in the mail, and we do thank you for this, a nice donation, and it helped us out. We're having kind of rough times right now. And we are a small broadcaster, and we're trying to keep afloat. And anything you send as a donation, it really does help. And you can get that address off the website, K-Ghost Radio, is where it says donate. Again, we want to thank you so much for that again. And a lot of thanks goes out to the little diner out there, Creekside Diner at Kennett Square in Pennsylvania. She does a great job. Karen out there, she really supports EMS and all the friends that are out there that are part of that, police and fire. And to Station 23, to the Chief Hall out there, and Avondale. These guys are good guys. And to my guys up here, Station 78, 87, 77, we do thank you. And all the doctors and nurses, what a great job you guys do. I'll tell you for sure. Well, here we are another Tuesday night, and it's been quite a week, really has been. We had to move some stuff out of the station, do some wiring and the phone lines, and my goodness gracious, and you know how that can be. It can be human error, or it can be the line. Well, what do you think it was? I won't say. No, I made a couple mistakes. Look, I'm not an engineer. I'm just a radio personality talk host, right? That's all I am. But anyway, we got it fixed, and that's all working out good. Also, the Olympia Station side. So, yeah, we're having a lot of fun with all this. So much out there about the new UFO stuff coming out, as you've heard. And some news is old news. Some news is new news. And that's new stuff that's out. We're supposed to get some type of disclosure again, as I understand it, the Pentagon is supposed to come out real soon. But a lot of stuff's being seen all over the United States. And I'm telling you, Texas is getting hit kind of hard. And as I can see, also Montana, a lot of places that are wide open, I guess, I don't know what that's all about. But if you go to MUFON, which is a great organization, ladies and gentlemen out there. I'll tell you, they do a great job. They've got records you wouldn't believe. Their documents and all the stuff that they have, and their investigators out there do a great job. I've met several of them. I've had several of them on the air, and we're going to have a lot of that coming up real soon. And a couple of these next 3 shows are going to be really good ones. We got the paranormal ghosts coming up next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then back to a little bit more UFO stuff, and we might sway off somewhere else too. You ever heard of what they call the stick people? The people in the night, the shadow people. That's what they're called. Well, stick people. The Indians call it stick people, but we call it shadow people. I don't know what that means, but yeah, they're in the dark and they peek around the corner and they're darker than dark. And you're saying, whoa, there's something over there. You go there and there's nothing there. Turn the light on, nothing there. No, turn the light off. Within maybe half an hour later, it starts happening again. Some weird stuff goes on. And I'm going to have a couple of professional experts on that, But I got to tell you, I looked in the archives and I looked back and I had a gentleman named Ken. And, I've had some interesting stories about UFOs. And I reached out to him again. I call him Kenneth or Ken. And he's out of Pennsylvania. And his story is just incredible. And I hope I have him on the line. Ken, are you on the line there?
I sure am.
Oh, fantastic. Hope I did you right there. Where in 1967, this all happened to you. And this was in Enola, Pennsylvania. How you say that name?
Enola.
Okay, Enola. Okay, Pennsylvania. And sir, what actually happened to you? What can you start from the beginning? Because I need to have these people hear this whole story. Then we'll take calls.
I had a mobile station on 11 and 15 in Enola, Pennsylvania. And it was a little after 11 o'clock. And back when we didn't have a whole lot of traffic. So all the police would gather at my station. It was a pretty nice sized lot. And we'd sit out there and talk with stuff. Call come in about this UFO.
Uh-huh.
I said, oh my. So 2 of the cruiser cars left. There was another one already out there. And I said, man, I don't believe this. So I jumped in my car, which was a 1948 Pontiac Silver Streak, and I drove out. Well, I couldn't get back into where this thing was. So I parked and I went up behind the houses. This thing was at the top of the mountain, just sitting up there.
Now, you saw it fly in, did you?
No, I did not see it fly in. I'll get to that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, it was sitting up there, and I could see the headlights coming down out of the mountain. I thought, where's the headlights coming from? It was a cruiser car. Well,
as in a police car.
The cruiser car never made it down. He tore the wheels out from underneath the front of it.
Oh.
But in the meantime, that thing come down out of the mountain, not fast, slow.
Right.
And there's a tower station out there at the bottom of the mountain. It landed in the field at that tower station. There was no noise. There was no lights. There was no dust, no dirt, nothing, just dead silent.
Wow.
And I really couldn't get a good view of what that big thing was. The military come and they had big trucks with big lights. And they lit it up, and I'm looking at that thing, and I said, what in the hell? It looked like a giant torque converter out of an automobile.
Really?
And it had a door, like was rounded on the side, but it was only, I would say, 3 foot by 3 foot. It was a very small opening.
Right.
And these guys, I said, what the hell, they're in the hazmat suits. They were walking around this thing and looking at it, and they were looking inside, and they were taking pictures. But I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nobody other than the people that come in the truck. And I'm telling you, there's about 30 people there. They come in the torque trucks, deuce and a half, they call them.
This is 1967, right?
I'm going to tell everybody out there, don't get as close as what I got if you ever hear any of those things, because it'll do something to you that you will never forget. Every day of your life, it'll come to you. Maybe only for 10 seconds you'll think about that thing. You'll see it. I can see it right now as I'm talking to you. That thing, when it left, no noise, no dust, nothing.
Wow.
And I seen it head to the left. I said, well, that thing's going to Susquehanna Township. And I know Susquehanna Township real good.
Uh-huh.
And it went, I think, because I couldn't see it. Once it got out there, I'd say a quarter of a mile, it was gone.
Right.
Because the moon was out, but it was still dark. That thing, I believe, went to other towers in Roberts Valley.
Do you think, sir, that it was going for the radio waves in your area because of those towers? Or what do you think about that? What is do you think that maybe the radar in the area did something to it or something that would make it come
it may
to
have
you?
got some type of signal off of them. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. And for the longest time, about 2 weeks after that, that road was just full of people out there trying to get a glimpse of this thing coming back, but it never come back.
Right.
But then there was some other stories in around that time. And Marysville Police had a chief by the name of Jacob Stoss.
Okay.
He also witnessed the same thing. And we have another one I asked to come on the air. It lives in Duncannon. His name is Stephen Kistner. He was a police officer. He's seen the same thing, but he won't come on your air. I don't know why. I guess they're
He's
afraid
retired.
of having visitors. I'm not afraid. I'm
Yeah. Well,
76 years old. They can come see me anytime they want. They may get some resistance.
well, and in your day, our day, may I say, it's back in 1967. I mean, they visited you. They knocked on your door and said you saw nothing.
Oh, they did. They come after Jack Fry that towed that car. I told him, I said, Jack, whatever you do, you don't want to know nothing about what you towed out there.
Right.
You don't want to talk about it. It's just that you towed a vehicle. It hit the ditch and had some front end damage.
And he saw quite a bit himself, huh?
Oh, well, he towed the car. He didn't see what I saw. No, he didn't see nothing like that. He just knows what he was told when he towed the car.
I see.
It was quite a scene, but it was something nobody expected. So, there wasn't many people out there.
Right.
But I did run into Mrs. Fry 2 years ago.
Okay. And this is the lady that...
her husband's the one that towed the car.
Right. Now, he's long passed away, correct?
Oh, he's been dead for years, but I didn't think she was living. And I was at the Marysville Diner. It's a diner. It's the next town up.
Diner.
And I saw this older lady coming up the ramp.
Uh-huh.
And I said, ma'am, I hate to ask you your name, but would you tell me your name? She says, I'm Mrs. Fry. I said, I knew that was you when I saw you, but I said, it's been 30 years or longer.
Wow.
I said, I didn't know who was around and who wasn't, but all the police officers, and I can name every one of them that was there.
Yeah.
They're all since gone.
Yeah.
Because we had Glenn Minkovich, we had Bill Pelton, he was the one driving the car. We had Glenn Shoemaker, he was another officer. His daddy was the chief of police of that at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, but
what time of day was this? What was the sky like? What was the weather like when this actually landed?
It was clear. It was a nice night.
Nice night. Was
A
it
nice
cold?
night.
Summertime or what?
Summertime. August.
August. Okay. And did you hear anything at all when it all happened?
I didn't hear nothing except, what come in the cruiser cars when we were standing out there talking, that there was some type of a UFO out in Tower Road.
Yeah, on Tower Road. Yeah. I actually looked that up. And that is a kind of a long road.
Well, I think I may have sent you some pictures.
Yeah, I think you did.
It's bad. It's bad. I had a brand new car. I didn't even have 2,000 miles. And I said, I don't know if I want to go up there, but I got to get these pictures for Larry.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I thank you for that. I still have those. And
well, I'll tell you what, you ought to see the tower on the other side of the river. Now, you're not allowed to go up there, but I got a little connection. I can get up to that tower.
yeah,
That's really up there too. I don't know of what level it is, but it's up there pretty good. It's at the top of the mountain.
right.
But I just don't. I'll never get it. It gets in you, Larry. It's just like something gets on you. You see it all the time. You feel it.
With that, Ken, stand by. We're going to go to commercial. All right.
You ignore the signs, so you enable.
You don't want to sound like a hypocrite, so you enable.
You don't want to alienate your child, so you enable.
But if you think they're trying drugs, you shouldn't be afraid.
You're the parent.
So you are able.
You are strong.
So you are able. There are others just like you.
So you are able. And we can help.
So you are able.
Get help at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Violence, theft, drugs, graffiti. It's all part of joining a gang. In times like these, we need to protect our children and our community from gangs. Gangs often prey on unsupervised teens with low self-esteem, who perform poorly in school, who seek a sense of belonging, or are simply bored. Joining a gang often involves violent hazing rituals. Once in a gang, members can become alienated from their families, school, and friends. Drugs, guns, and malicious activity are common elements in gangs. Trying to leave a gang can be a difficult and dangerous process. The best way to get out of a gang is never to join one. Protect kids from being recruited by a gang. Know who they're hanging out with. Involve kids in after-school activities and provide positive role models. Help reduce gang activities in your community by working with local law enforcement and school systems. Don't let a kid you know get involved with gangs. Visit ncpc.org to learn more or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Oh, yes. We are back. If you just tuned in, everyone, to recap for you, we have Kenneth on the line here. And this gentleman has not only seen, but I mean, was up close to a UFO in 1967. And we actually just stopped about, he was just saying to me that you can't wash this off. You can't get this out of your mind. And Ken, with that, go with that, please.
It's just something that'll stick on you as long as you live. You keep seeing it. You may not see it every day, but there's always a reminder. There's always like there's something touching you that you know it was there, but you don't know what it was.
Do you think maybe that they gave you a message of some sort? Obviously your life was changed since this happened. Do you think that maybe you have a message or some sort, you think?
I'm talking to you right now on the phone, and I can see that thing sitting there.
Wow.
It made no noise.
Yeah.
No lights. And when it left, no dirt, no dust.
No
like
dirt.
It was teleported. There was nothing.
Like it just poop gone, huh?
No, just out of sight. It just nosy right on out of sight. I said, oh, geez, I don't believe this.
When you saw that, did you see inside the craft yourself?
No. It was totally dark in there.
Huh.
It was a hole about 3 foot by 3 foot. And it seemed like the door was round because the craft was round, and it went with the door, went with the roundness of the craft.
Right.
I don't know why it was open, who opened it. I didn't see that part. I didn't even know there was any there until they lit it up.
Wow.
But they didn't go in there. But you know, when you see military men in white clothes,
yes,
what's the reason for that?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if I got touched by that thing, they all got touched.
Yeah.
Now, I did go back there, I would say 20, 25 years after that, with a guy that come looking for me.
Okay.
And he wanted to go back and check for radiation.
Uh-huh.
And there was low level.
Low level red.
Level.
Okay.
I had a couple different people question me about that, how they even found out about me. I had a sporting goods store in Marysville, but they come in there and we talked about them.
Uh-huh.
I told them, I said, I can take you right to where it landed. Now, if I go there today, the field's still there, but they got other little antennas up down there now, which I think you've seen in the picture.
Right.
But there was no cables back all over the place like there is now.
Okay,
I'm telling you, Larry, if you'd only had a phone, a cell phone, but there was no cell phones, there was no black and white TV maybe, but there was no cell phones or computers or any way to take a picture of that thing. I would have loved to have a picture. They got pictures. I've seen them use them flash bulbs down there.
Yeah, someone has it. If they weren't taken from the government, if they didn't, the boys black didn't take those away from those news people, whoever, or maybe they were government people and took their own pictures. That could have been that way.
You know, I can't tell you where they come from because you got two army depots real close to there.
Yeah.
You got Newcomer and you got Fort Indian Town Gap. Mm-hmm. Now, before I moved here to Florida, I lived on Fort Indian Town Gap base for 10 years.
Okay.
And the strange things happen down there too, but that's different story.
Yeah.
And anybody thinks that.
I got a question for you. Has your place, your area, have you been seeing a lot of UFOs since then?
I've heard about them here in Florida.
Okay.
Where I'm at, but I haven't personally seen any.
Yeah. Okay.
I hear about them. I hear about these ones up there going in and out of the ocean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty serious stuff.
Yeah, I know what they are. I hear about them all the time, but they're USOs. They're not the word of submersible objects. Where they're going, I don't know.
Well, if they can go to space, they can go underneath the ocean with no problem. You know?
They don't even make a splash, they tell me. I don't know.
I think that their energy just makes them go right. It's unbelievable. I've seen pictures. It's incredible. And there's more and more being seen every day. And they're really doing their own thing. They're like they're taunting us. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, we're over here and you can't touch us. Yeah, I mean, pretty obvious.
They don't seem to be hurting us.
No. I don't know if they are bad or if they're evil or what have you. May they be. I hope that they're not bad. I know that they can stop our nuclear warheads, take them out. I mean, make them not work. And if that's the case, I hope they do that all over the world. Not just us, but all over the world.
I think you ought to start with China first and then get a little rocket man second.
Yeah, every one of them. Every one of them. And I hope that they are watching us, you know. Now, I've had different reports from different guys that I know work in the government say, no, it's us. We own those. I go, okay. But what about the ones that way up in the sky go just so fast? I mean, up and down, and that make turns you would not believe. And just not, he says, well, those are run, that's all remote control type of thing. And I know we have some drones that are pretty big, and they can make turns and all sorts of stuff, but not like things I've seen out in space. So then I haven't sold me on that one yet. And they're doing everything they can to sell us on that, I think. I mean, what do you think?
Well, Florida's an open place. You see a lot of things, but I get a lot of planes because they fly over my swimming pool going into the Punta Gorda Airport. I see all of them.
Yeah.
But I've never seen nothing else. I haven't seen one single thing since 1967.
I want to recap again, ladies and gentlemen. We have Kenneth here from Pennsylvania. And 1967, he actually was very up close to a UFO. And he had experienced a lot of cool stuff. I mean, the story is unbelievable. And there are a lot of other people seen this. And just hard to come out of the woodwork. Where are they all? Well, we think most of them are dead. But Ken apparently had met the wife of one of the witnesses that saw the UFO, and they had a conversation. And well, here we are now, 2023. Kenneth, what do you think? I mean, do you think they're going to come back?
Well, I don't know. I've been looking, but I haven't found any.
Yeah. Well,
it's one time you see it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, they'll attach to you.
Yeah, you'll never
get rid of it. It'll be with you to the day you die.
Right. If you've seen one, you'll see others. I'm sure of it. That's the way it works. Trust me.
It attaches to you. It just
Now,
does something.
You've had some strange things happen in your house.
But I caught that on camera myself.
Yeah.
That was an orb.
Orbs and what have you.
Yeah,
I don't know. Now, they say that some of this stuff is connected somehow, some way. These are intelligent beings, or whatever they are, and they can do what they want. Now, I want to remind the folks out there to like us and please subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you like us. A little like button's going to help us out. We need all the help we can get, and keep tuning in. Now, Ed, I'm going to open the lines up, okay? And we'll see what we get. And I'm sure they're working now. So just stand by. All right, my friend?
Yep.
All right.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
Yes, and we're going to give out this other line and see what happens.
The rump lines are open at 775-990-8275. That's 775-990-8275.
Yes. A reminder to everybody, if you do see a UFO or USO, do report it. I mean, get on that line and get a hold of MUFON and tell them your story and what you've seen. If you got pictures, and the faster the better. First, contact law enforcement, but get witnesses, get photographs, and get all you can get, because these have to be documented. I know that Congress and the powers to be are relying on them. They've got so much information. You know, when Project Blue Book went away, well, what do you say? MUFON has it all. And these guys are pro investigators. They're not some guy coming out of a garage, I hunt UFOs, No. These guys are pros. And when you speak with these people, they conduct themselves professionally. And a lot of them are ex-law enforcement, ex-military, and they know the right questions to ask. And I know that they get a lot of different stories, and they take it with a grain of salt, but they document everything. And I think it's a great thing. And I'm back with Ken from Pennsylvania, the man that is very close to a UFO and saw a lot of things. And to recap with that, Ed, when you first saw it, the craft itself, when it was landed, how'd you feel? I mean, when you first saw it, first saw it.
You couldn't believe what you were seeing.
Okay.
Because there wasn't that much talk of UFOs in 1967.
Right. So in 1967, yes, was its first 1 year area, correct?
Correct.
All right. We have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and where you're from, please? And the rules are no bad language, please. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Ed, and I'm from Arizona.
Oh, Ed.
How's it going tonight, late?
Fantastic, sir. And what do you think about this one?
Man, I'll tell you.
Oh, I mean,
when he said what he said, I just went, wow, really? And it reminds me of my picture that I have.
Right.
Does it look similar to that picture? Has he seen the picture?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and ask him. He's on the line. You can talk to him.
Oh, hi, Ken. How are you? My name's Ed.
Yeah.
And
so,
go ahead.
I didn't catch the very beginning. Explain what it looked like again, please.
It looked like a torque converter out of a car.
Boy.
Did you ever see a torque converter that's hooked to the transmission?
Yeah, I know. I'm a mechanic, or supposedly.
It was a giant torque converter.
Wow.
The door was open?
It had a door on it that was open.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Now
I didn't see it open because it wasn't lit up at that time.
Okay. And when it lit up, what colors were it? What was the craft's color?
A flat gray.
A Black gray. Did it shimmer?
No.
Okay.
No shine.
There were no lights inside. Did you see inside the craft?
I see no lights on the outside or the inside.
Oh, wow.
I would have liked maybe at that time to get closer, but it just, you didn't trust what was there. There was too many military there.
Yeah, they're just...
The military was there?
They're in white. They're in white suits. Jumpsuits.
Really?
What's that tell you? It's like...
Area 51?
Yeah, well, very much so. Ken, did they wear masks all when they're out there in front of this? Or they have hoods on them?
I didn't see none, no.
Okay. All right. Just gentlemen with white jumpsuits on, and they're out there.
They had gloves on.
Gloves and Geiger counters or what have you.
But they didn't touch nothing.
I bet you so.
Did they walk into the craft or no?
No. You would have had to be, you couldn't be no more than 2.5, 3 foot tall to go in that thing.
See, little guys. My gosh. Would you say maybe 4 feet tall, maybe?
I don't believe you're going to get a 4-footer in that thing to stand up.
Okay. So they must have been really small.
That sounds like the one that's in my picture.
Yeah.
The little one that has the dorsal fins? He's about 3 feet tall.
Well, okay. Let me see if I can find that. Stand by. Interesting.
Yeah.
And what he said was the best explanation. I couldn't think of the word, but he said torque converter. I said it looks like a 50s travel trailer. They're both similar in shape.
I didn't get to get this on the line, but I'm going to go ahead and just show
You would
it.
have had to see this thing to believe it.
Well, I believe you, my friend. I believe you.
It looked like, I'll tell you what it looked like. I blew a transmission in a 58 Buick. I knocked the bolt off in the torque converter. And when they pulled that, that's almost identical to what I seen. Only instead of it fitting onto the transmission, it had a bubble on it.
Huh.
Really?
Just took that down. I had that picture up there from it, but you really can't see much.
How long? Yeah, you really can't see it. How long was it on the ground?
I would say 3 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes.
That's a long time you look at something like that.
How'd the military show up so fast?
Yeah, it was there for 3 to 4 minutes. Maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. I didn't even have a watch on. I wished I'd had a camera, but I didn't know the camera then either.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, if I was there, time can either go slow or fast. I'm taking in all that I could take in.
Well, I did every minute of it, and I'll never forget it, and I'll remember it.
Yeah. Ed, on your side, how'd you feel when you actually saw these things afterwards you left? Did you feel anything strange when you were at Area 51?
Well, the whole place just has this weird vibe. It's hard to explain. You know, it's like, you know something's out there, but you just don't know what exists.
Right.
And even in nighttime, it was more spookier.
Right. I've got people emailing me from all over the United States and from Canada on this show, by the way. Got some nice hits here, I'll tell you for sure. And we do thank you for listening out there, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that button, please. Helps us out. It really does.
Larry, I've been to Area 51.
How have you?
I've been there. I've been past the little alien inn where they rent them rooms. I said to my wife, that's a damn container. Containers turned into like a motel room.
Well, yeah.
Have you ever been past there?
I just a couple of years back when they had the big run on. Yeah, they actually have a motel out there now.
Yeah, they have them containers sitting there.
Yeah. She's got a nice little restaurant up there, the little Alien Inn.
Yeah.
She sure tries to make a go of it. Bless her heart, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And that little town, it's not much of a town, but they're doing all they can. Tell you.
Well, go past her about 20 miles and get to that town. That's the only way you're going to get gas.
Well, I tell you, better gas up. Yes. Well, listen, Ed Caller, thank you so very much for calling in. And
you're welcome. And yeah, I do believe this gentleman a lot.
Yeah. Well, he's one of the the better calls I've had and guests I've had on, and that has a witness to actually see.
I want to hear about the orbs.
Yeah, look, before you go, let's hear about that. Ed, go ahead. I mean, Kenneth, go ahead and tell them about your orbs.
Well, I had different things getting moved around in here. One night we heard a crash. I was getting ready to come up to Pennsylvania. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get a security system in here. So I went over, where'd we go, D? I went over and I got this blink. I bought a whole bunch of these blinks, and I put them around on the inside of the house. Well, I bought a couple outdoor ones.
Uh-huh.
Well, she turned them on, and she says to me, what is this thing? I said, what thing? She says, this white thing floating around every time I come out of the bedroom to go to the kitchen.
Huh.
I said, well, I don't know. So we watched this thing 5 or 6 times. I sent you pictures of it. I said,
right.
And I had to call the paranormal people in here. He's walking all over the house, and he's talking, and he's blowing smoke. And I said, what's this guy doing? Who's he talking to? Well, he gets over in the living room, and he goes over to the cabinet. And he's standing over there. I said, he's talking to that thing. I'm sitting out the swimming pool. I'm looking in through the sliding glass window. I said, he's talking to that thing.
He's talking to it.
And I said, oh, no, do you know what's there? She says, what? I said, them urns I bought at that yard sale. I said, they're sitting up on top of that cabinet where he's at.
Oh,
my. So, you know, he's talking to the thing, and I got that on tape, too. I got her answers. And she was shot. That's how she died. I got this all on my computer.
My gosh.
And I paid him to take her urn and her husband's urn out of my house.
Well, yeah. They need to find another home.
That little lid on there.
Yeah.
And no edges in there. I put a $50 bill on each one. I said, you take them home with you.
Right.
He said, I will. He says, I got several of them at home. And I thought, oh, God, is he going crazy?
Oh, must have a heck of a family.
Well, that was his job. He said, it won't hurt you.
It's like the Warrens probably bring that stuff home.
It won't hurt you. I said, what drives my cat crazy? Just get her out of here.
Right. My
And
gosh.
he come back after he took the urns, and he put that thing on my computer. Because you got to put a set of headphones on to listen to it.
Right. But you heard it, though, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She was real. She was real.
My gosh. We're going to have...
got the pictures of the orbs. People don't believe in them. I wouldn't have believed in them either. But
yeah.
You got to get the blink camera. And just believe me, it'll pick up things.
Those EVPs, I guess they're called. And I guess
that's what's called.
Yeah. And we're going to have a guy on next week about that. Or the 8th, I guess. But yeah. Again, caller, thank you so much. We're going to open that line up again. And
you're welcome. Thank you. Enjoy you.
Call back again some other time, my friend. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, great guy. I'll tell you. So I'm going to hit this number again.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, lines are open at 775-990-8275. That's 775-990-8275. Now, stay tuned for more unique broadcasting coming your way, live with Glenn Larry.
Yes, I'll tell you, it's been interesting so far, and we got more coming in. I want to hear your stories and ask Ed some questions too. If you saw a UFO, you actually have, got close to one or what have you, I'm going to open the lines up again and let's see what we got here. Hello, caller. You're live on the line and no bad language, please. And what's your name? Where are you from?
This is Avery down in Florida.
Hello, Avery in Florida. How are you doing, sir? You have a gentleman from Florida on the other line also. Kenneth.
Yeah, Ken. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm not doing bad. Nice day today.
Cool. Hey, so are you familiar with the Kecksburg, Pennsylvania UFO?
That was in Kecksburg. I have a tape that I got from Stan Gordon. He's a UFO investigator. I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because that was almost a year a year earlier than from your sighting.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm wondering if you think those are connected anyway, or
I don't know, because I didn't see that one. I saw it on the back of a truck, but it was covered. It was close to the same size, but it was on the back of a truck and it was covered.
Yeah.
I got the picture from a friend of mine, Stan Gordon.
Yeah, that's kind of a bell shape, was it not?
Yep.
Or kind of an acorn-looking thing?
It was a high one. I'd say that was 10 foot. It was an acorn shape.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
But it just all in that kind of area.
Well, there was one crashed in Fort Indian Town Gap too. I didn't live there at the time. I lived there the last 10 years before I moved here to Florida. But you couldn't go in that area. Everything in there was dead. Anything that went in that area out there was dead. That's another one I'll have to get Larry to check on. That was
I will.
It was in Fort Indian Town Gap. That was in the hunting season. And they run everybody out of that mountain. They come in there with helicopters and all the hunters out of that mountain, and you're not allowed back in there no more. Now, I've been back close to it because I lived in the base. And I had more or less like a clearance. I could get around to places where normal people couldn't go.
That's nice.
I mean, I had a pretty nice spread there. My address was one down the road in Granville. If you look it up on the computer, had a 4,000 square foot house, 24 car garage.
Well, you had it made, I'll tell you for sure. Now, Avery, are you seeing much crafts down there in your area?
I've been busy, so I haven't been haven't had the luxury of going out and trying to spot stuff. And but it's Florida. There's always something going on.
Yeah, I had to turn you up. I'm sorry. You're better. Go ahead. You hear him?
Again?
You hear him okay, Ed?
Oh, yeah, I can hear him perfect.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Ken, on that one on 40 Indian Town Gap, was that up on the range side, up on the mountain side?
On the range side, you're correct.
Up near Moonside Church and all that?
You're in the right area. Up where they got Bin Laden up in the tower, and they bring in the jets from Philly and take him out. Yeah, you're in the area.
Yeah, because there was I was up there I was instructing some courses up there, and they had and this was, oh my God, this is 18 years ago, but they were testing out robotic strikers, the armored vehicles. So there's a lot of defense contractor stuff going on up there too, and so there's no telling.
Yeah, well, 18 years ago, I lived on that base.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I lived across from Marquette Lake.
Yeah. So
well, my place was in between Memorial Lake and Marquette Lake. If you know that area there where that mountain is.
Okay. Well, I was teaching down at the Counter Drug Academy.
Okay.
Let me just say something. 1967, Avery. I do not think that was a military craft. Do you? I mean, come on.
Well, see, the thing is don't forget you got defense contractors working on stuff, so It might not be a military craft yet.
Right.
But they try all sorts of concepts and just proof of concept on aerodynamics and stealth and whatnot.
Right. So much out there.
If you're familiar with that area, it's back where they use the howitzers.
Right.
Okay, wow. You're in my ball field there. That's where they use the howitzers.
Like that. Well, again, caller, I want to thank you for calling from Florida.
Quite welcome. Nice talking to you, Ken.
Nice talking to you.
Thanks again, Avery. Be well, my friend.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Wow.
He knows the area.
He knows your area.
Oh, yeah. He's right on top of it.
Yeah. Gosh. I have kind of a map, but it's not not as good as you guys. Your memories, of course. You guys know that place like the back of your hands.
You're going to have to get on that, Larry, because that's an incident that is true. Because an old man, an older gentleman, stopped in my place one time about. I had made some things to catch rainwater to feed the chickens.
Right.
Got it off my rain spout, and I sent it into tanks, and he wanted to know where I got the spigots and stuff, and he is the one that told me about that UFO.
Right, I hear
and
you.
I got to check him on it.
Right.
And he didn't lie. But other than it is back in Moonshine Church.
Well, they got a lot of moonshine over there, I'll tell you for sure. Okay, we have a caller on the line, and no bad language, please, and where are you from, and what's your name, please? Hello, caller?
Hey.
Yes,
This is Galactic Whistleblower Space Cat.
All right, Galactic, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys tonight?
Oh, we're fantastic. Would you want to ask Ed some questions? Kenneth some questions here, or what would you like to talk about on this UFO situation?
I just had something to add. So I've had a lot of experiences, and I didn't get the name Galactic Whistleblower for nothing.
Okay. All right.
I've been in contact with the Galactic Federation, and there's certain beings, mostly Pleiadians and Arcturians, I connect with.
Yeah.
But they contact me like telepathically.
Okay.
And I have a pet business, so sometimes I'm doing dog walks at night.
Yes.
And usually about like an hour before I do this one particular walk. I'm also in Florida, by the way.
Oh, you're all
in
Florida.
Every time I do this one walk, they let me know that they're going to show themselves to me.
Really?
And I kind of forget about it whenever I'm on the walk. And then I happen to just look up at the sky at the right time, and bam, there they are, very clear.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How far away are you from Ken? Ken, tell her where you live. What's your not your address, but your town?
Well, I live in Punta Gorda.
You're where?
I'm in Punta Gorda. I'm in Deep Creek, Punta Gorda, Florida.
Okay, where are you at, ma'am?
Gainesville.
So how far away do you think that is from each other?
Where's she from?
Dainesville, you said?
Yeah, Gainesville.
How far is Gainesville be?
Well,
I've heard of it. I've never been there.
I was thinking this. If you're ever in the area, of course, I don't think you'd be walking dogs that far away, but if you're in the area, it would be cool that you would walk at night and maybe call upon these, or they may call upon you, and the Ed may see another UFO or ship.
Yeah.
Now, I'm. It's not tongue in cheek with me. Trust me. I really believe in all this stuff, and I sorted out a bit for the folks listening out there. To recap just a little bit here, I have Kenneth from Pennsylvania. And he's been very close to a UFO with his own eyes, with other witnesses, what have you. And then I have a kid in the call from you. And you're with the Galactic, what is it called?
The Galactic Federation of Worlds is what they go by.
Okay. And so do you think that we're going to be visited very soon and it's all going to be over with? Or what's the plan? Do you have any answers?
We're already being visited. They're already here.
I know that. Oh, do I know that? But have you ever communicated with one being?
Yes. Yeah. My main guide is named Cryon. And he works with me directly.
Okay. Would you think he would talk to a person like Kenneth?
He talks to a lot of people. There's a man named Lee Carroll that channels him, but I talk to the being myself.
Okay.
But he does channel the being of Cryon, who is just a beautiful, beautiful being here to help humanity. And
cool.
He's helped other galactic beings ascend as well. He helps in the ascension process.
I'd like to have a whole show about this. I don't want to ruin
this. I got a lot. I got a lot for you.
Let's do this. my friend. Let's do this. I want you to contact me tomorrow, if you would, and just call the 1113 number. It's just look at the website. You'll see the numbers, and contact me, and we'll go on from there. Because I got them on this. I got this little line going here. We got get everybody mixed up, but it is so interesting. I want to have you on. Okay,
they've been telling me, like, tell your story.
Yeah, well, here's the chance to do it on the Glenn Larry Show, UFO Talk Radio, K-Ghost Radio, and we're on YouTube. Everybody, do like us and do subscribe to us, please. It would help us out a lot, of course. And again, hey, do call me back tomorrow. Okay, is that a deal?
Will do.
All right.
Deal.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to talk with her, Kenneth, but I want to keep.
She sounds pretty interesting.
Yes.
I'd like to talk to her too. Because
Yes.
I don't know. I never had any of them talk to me.
Well, this is a new age. I don't know. A lot of new things are happening out there, telepathically type of thing. People are tuning in different ways. Myself, I set out on my driveway, kind of in the summertime. It was real nice. The cold beer. And I had one, and I had my buddy next to me, and we were looking up in the sky, and there are two planets there and a star. And I said, I want to see something. I really concentrated and watch what you ask for, because I saw a light go to one planet to the other, it was woof, and go right back, woof. And my buddy goes, I don't believe it. What I just saw and what you just asked for. I go, well, you got to watch out what you ask for.
Well, Harry, I'll tell you what. You come down here to Florida. You be here in Florida, you can see a lot of sky.
Oh, I know.
It's all flat land.
Yeah. My boy, godson, is up in Montana. Big sky country. And
that
boy,
is too.
He sees them like they're like rocks in the sky, stars. Just unbelievable. And let me put this number out again for everybody.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
And I will be right back. Take a swig of water here. Oh, yeah. I do like that music. It really is soothing. On a kind of a cold night out here. We do have another caller. Let's see what we got. Hello, caller. You're on the air. What's your name and where are you from? No bad language, please. Go ahead.
Well, this is Charlie, and I'm calling from Olympia.
Well, Charlie from Olympia. Nice to have you on. I am Glenn Larry, and we love Olympia. I'm a big star of Olympia. I love Olympia.
Hey, my wife, Lisa, who I think you may remember, she actually saw a UFO, and I think we're talking about back in the 70s.
Okay. I saw one back then, too.
And Larry, I think she's standing right here. I'd like for her to tell you.
Well, I would love to hear it. Go ahead.
She's nervous about it. But
don't
really,
be nervous.
This is real. You should hear it.
Okay, listen. And I got Kenneth on that line. Go ahead, listen to it, Kenneth. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Larry.
I'm nice to have you on the air. I'm from Olympia. I love that town. My gosh.
So do I sometimes.
Go ahead.
This was back in 73. We were up on, I don't know if you remember where McCormick Street was.
Oh, of course. I know the whole area.
Okay. So it's on the northeast side of McCormick.
Okay.
And the road it went down to a dead end.
Okay.
There were three of us. We were walking down. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe. We were walking down to get jumper cables from somebody that lived down at the end of the road. One of my friends kind of looked up and said, "What is that?" And I looked over, and I don't think it really entered my mind what it was at first. There was three just really bright lights in the sky coming over the treetops.
Right.
And so one of them screamed, and we all started running. We ran back to her parents' house because we were staying the night there.
Yeah.
her mom and grandma and dad and everybody were in the kitchen, but they would not come out to see what this was. Only her little sister came out. Her little sister came out and just let out the most blood-curdling scream you could ever even imagine.
Whoa.
This thing was huge. It was flying right above the treetops, came right over the treetops. It was shaped like a diamond, flying lengthwise, like the wings were lengthwise, but there were no wings. It was just a diamond.
Right.
It had a bright light on each corner, kind of like a white, real bright light.
Wow.
It had a red beam in the middle that kept going around in circles.
Yeah.
It flew right over the top of us. I sat there and looked at it to see, could I see any seams? Is there any writing? Is there anything on it? There was not. It was kind of a dull gray, not real dark, but not real, not really light either. It sounded like not even as loud as the hum of an electric razor. And it was only going probably less than 5 miles an hour. It just went straight over the top of us and just kept going.
Wow.
We did call the police, although then back in '73, they kind of think you're crazy. So,
well, yeah. Well, these kids up
so
there,
I
what are they
didn't.
smoking?
I hung up on them because I thought, oh no, they're going to come and arrest me because they think I'm crazy or something.
Nah.
Yeah, I was what, 16?
Were you? Okay. Were you go to Olympia High School? Did you?
I did.
Yeah,
Here on my friends. Yeah.
Oh, great! I got out there in '75. Thank God.
Yeah, so did I. Remember,
Barely.
we graduated together.
Barely.
Yeah, I know. Well, honestly, I don't remember a lot about the 70s.
Well, there were good times. Trust me, I had good music.
They were good times. They were very good times.
I remember when that guy
time.
owned a car ship. What do you call it? Car company up in Seattle, and he came down and bashed a bunch of cars. Remember that back in the day?
Dick Balch.
Was that what? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh.
I do remember that. I absolutely do.
God, I'll tell you, from Olympia in those days, and folks, I know out there you have the same thing probably in your neighborhood and in your time in the '70s. But I thought Olympia was the bomb. We had more fun in Olympia. Unbelievable.
We did.
God,
I'm not sure about you, but partying at Burkett Beach was the greatest.
Yeah, I know all about those parties. my buddy Ed and Kirk and a bunch of Barry and a bunch of other folks, and we had a great time, and they were great people. They still are, and thank God they're still with us. I've missed a lot of people.
And honestly, the we never talked about it. The two friends of mine that we were seeing tonight.
Yeah.
I said to them when we were laying there, I said, you guys, what did you see? Because I wanted to know if they saw the same thing I saw.
Right.
And one of them said, shut up, Lisa, just shut up. And we never talked about it again.
Yeah, they freaked out. And they're afraid to tell somebody probably.
Yep.
Well, listen.
Actually, though, I just became friends with one of them probably a couple years ago.
Good.
I finally got up the courage to ask her.
Did she say?
Hey, do you remember that? And she was kind of like vague at first, and then she goes, oh my God, I thought that was what you were going to want to talk about.
Oh, good. Keep in contact with your friends about this stuff, because I've seen several, and my own sister saw one, and it took her years. I tell people, they ask her, so now he's full, and they thought I was crazy, I'm saying, but hey, I stuck to my story. That really happened. So.
Right.
Well, listen, Lisa.
Charlie wants to know if it was Carol or Joyce.
I believe it was Carol.
Was it here in Olympia?
Yes, it was. It was.
Ah.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you. You guys just had an anniversary, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah. Well, happy anniversary to you too, because
thank you.
I watch Facebook
well, and
too.
We may not stay married though, because this is the second time he lit the kitchen on fire. So.
Well, Charlie, I don't know if he cooked very well, but give him a chance. Get He's a good man.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody that has ever seen one that was a diamond shape like the one I saw.
Yeah, they're out there. All
sorts
of shapes.
It didn't glow. It didn't speed up at the speed of light.
Just
it didn't,
more or less like a little razor. Yeah, I've heard of this before, and I had the same buzzing type of sound when I was a little boy. 7 years old, and went over Olympian over the Capitol and stuff. Charlie might remember that story from certain people, but that did happen too. And I've seen several. Once you've seen one, and I'm telling Kenneth right now, he's on the other line. Once you see one, and sometime in your life again, you will see another. And that's the way
I don't
works.
want to see another. I hid behind telephone poles for years after that.
Oh, you did, huh?
No
Well,
freaked out.
gosh, no. I mean, heck, grab a Coca-Cola or something or a beer. Just go out and watch them. What the heck?
Right. And you know, when you say something back in the 70s, if you see something and you say something, you get made fun of.
Oh, I remember.
You know, I don't know how many times I was saying, hey, let's just go up on Mount Rainier and look for UFOs.
Yeah. Oh, how fun is that? Lisa, I want to thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
Keep tuning in, and please do like us and subscribe to us, and also
will do.
And let's do Olympia Radio too. That's your channel also. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Thanks so
All right.
much.
Thanks, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's some people from my hometown, Kenneth. How about that?
I can't believe that.
Unbelievable.
That kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, they listen from all over the world. I got Germany. I got people right now in Canada, London. We look like we have a lot of people in the United States all over, just spattered everywhere. It's pretty crazy, but hey, that's what it's all about, you know. Well,
Larry, I would love for you to meet Tucker Carlson.
Well, I hope I do someday.
You would not believe that. He is not the same guy.
Wow.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. But he experienced this also, huh?
I don't think so.
Huh.
No.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I meet some real nice people, and I do thank everybody for tuning in to UFO Talk Radio, K-Ghost, the Glenn Larry Show. It means so much to me.
You have a good show, and I like to listen to it.
Yes. Well, it's people like you make it interesting also. And remember, folks, your stories, we got to hear them. Let them out. Have fun with us. It's what the show's all about. Kenneth, I want to thank you again. We'll be in contact. Be well. Stay healthy, will you?
Okay, come to the Sunshine State.
Well, I just might do that. You never know.
Well, we changed its name. We don't call it the Sunshine State. We call it the Gunshine State.
I've been seeing pictures, my friend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Ken.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Every day.
Okay, we are going to tune off. We're going to tune down, and we want to thank you for tuning in. This is Glenn Larry. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to us, and tune in next week. We're going to be talking about spirits, ghosts, phenomena stuff. This guy I'm having on is he's really got the bomb. He's got some cool stuff to talk about. And the next week after that also going to be some cool stuff. So do tune in. Again, thank you so very much. And we're going to end this broadcast.